Thanks for checking out the Next Level Radio YouTube page. If you like what you hear, be sure to head over to nextlevelradioonline.com. There you can find out how to listen to more podcasts with great guests, including ones that are not on the YouTube page. You can either download them on iTunes, Stitcher, or just stream them straight from the website. You also find the links to follow us on Facebook and Twitter to keep you updated on everything we have going on. And you also find some other great stuff, including event coverage like Philly Comic-Con and movie reviews as well. Again, that's nextlevelradioonline.com. Thanks for listening.
This is Kevin Bigley from Sirens, and you're listening to Next Level Radio.
Do you have an actual nickname on set?
Probably Apple. Yeah, we're usually called Shut Up pretty often. I think that's it. I was always called Smalley when I was a kid. I was small. They used to call me Kevin Smalley, or Not So Bigley. So I was just a tiny, tiny little kid. But those were my nicknames. And I beat the hell out of those guys.
Hi, this is Chris Gear.
Hi, this is Claire Coffey.
Hey, this is Lucky Yates.
Hey all, this is David Hoffman, and you are listening to Next Level Radio. Have fun.
All right, everybody, welcome to another showcast here on Next Level Radio. Episode 10 of our second season, second year. I am Ben Beck, joined by Adam Gorey and Steve Richards. Once again, I think Steve's going to be a pretty permanent addition at this point.
It's a big commitment for me.
I was waiting for somebody to at least agree with me.
Well, I was waiting for Steve to say something. I didn't know. He runs from commitment, so he might not be on.
Constant fear of commitment.
All of a sudden, we might see him drop off the call. So,
I want you to ask me to move in.
Too much pressure.
Steve, I saved a shelf for you.
Yeah, I'm out.
So you don't have to pack your own clothes now.
And now it's just getting uncomfortable.
Ooh.
It's getting weird. We got another good show for you. Back to interviews this week.
I would hope so. I don't think we're ever going to be like, we have a terrible show for you this week.
Well, it depends on who we're interviewing. I mean, some of our interviews we could have probably said, yeah, this isn't as good as we thought it was going to be. I can think of one in particular where we didn't get to talk for the first 10 minutes of the interview.
That's the exact one I was thinking of.
And if you're curious as to who that is, I used him as a promo last week, so just go back and listen.
When I listened back to last week's podcast, I'm like, oh, I forgot about that promo. That's a pretty good promo, though.
It was a good promo. That's why I used it.
And
it's
completely true, too, what he says in the promo.
Yeah. That's one of the reasons why we didn't get to talk for the first 10 minutes of the interview.
Yeah, he had his spiel. The first 5 minutes of that interview was like the first 5 minutes of every other interview he did, but I don't like talking poorly about people we interview, so.
No, I mean, it was
nice guy.
it was still early on, and we were thankful to have the interview, so there you go. But we're set up for the next couple weeks, actually, for interviews. This week, we're going, a little bit later on in the podcast, Steve and Adam are going to talk to Maya Erskine. Damn it. I knew I was going to do it.
Yeah, we've been pronouncing it wrong this entire time. It's actually Maya Erskine. Not Erskine.
Yeah.
But it's spelled like Erskine, so if you're looking for her on Twitter or Instagram, it's at Maya Erskine, but it's spelled like Erskine.
Yeah. But she is from what's turning out to be a hit show for FXX, Man Seeking Woman, already renewed for its second season, so we're going to talk to her. Well, Steve and Adam are going to talk to her a little bit later on in the podcast. Next week, we are going to be talking to the one and only Mr. Chris Parnell, formerly of Saturday Night Live and currently a voice in Archer. And probably one of my favorite characters in Archer, too, just because he's so timid and
yeah,
he's a pussy. That's
he's like a square.
Yeah, exactly. Following that, the week after that, we're going to be speaking to Thomas Dekker from Backstrom, Fox's new show,
and a bunch of other stuff that we found out when we were looking at his IMDb page.
Oh, a ton of stuff. Like, I can't believe how much stuff he's actually done. From stuff from your childhood.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to say mine, because I was never really into those movies, but you'll know what we're talking about in a couple weeks when we interview Thomas, because I'm sure we'll bring it up.
Yeah, and he was in Heroes, too.
Oh, that's right. You mentioned that last week, and I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, the first season.
So, we'll see. Who knows? I doubt they'll bring him back.
Fox type interviews these 3 weeks. One FXX, one FX, and one Fox.
One X.
Yeah.
Or one F, rather.
FOX, FXX, and FX.
Yep. So, but let's get things started with the podcast this week, and let's hit the box office for the week.
$60 of the time, it works every time.
It's that Sex Panther.
Yes. Number 5, almost getting kicked out of the top 5. Chappie, dropping from number 1 to number 5 in his second week with 5.8 million. That's a negative 56% difference from the opening week. 2-week total of 23.3 million. Dropping back from number 2, Focus, all the way back to number 4, 5.8. Also, just barely edging it out by $5,000. It just barely beat Chappie. 3-week total of 44 million. Kingsman: The Secret Service still in the top 5 in its 5th week. Actually moved up a spot from 4 to 3. 6.2 million this week. 5-week total of 107.3 million.
Have either of you seen it yet?
No, I haven't made it out.
No,
I have
no.
a 3-month-old, so it's kind of tough to go see movies.
Yeah.
Maybe you can illegally download it for me.
We're not going to mention that on the podcast.
Maybe you can legally download it for me.
There you go. Maybe I can go around ways to get it.
Yes.
It's good. It's definitely worth seeing. I loved it. So I want to see it again.
Yeah, still has a 74% on Rotten Tomatoes. 87 from the audience, so even more. Opening at number 2, you have the new Liam Neeson movie, Run All Night. That currently has a 59% on Rotten Tomatoes, 66 from the audience, so a decent rating.
Predicted correctly by Steve last week.
Yeah, because why not? And then opening up at number 1, what we all figured was coming. Oh, by the way, Run All Night had 11 million. Opening up at number 1, what we all figured, Cinderella, 70 million at the box office. 84% certified fresh already on Rotten Tomatoes, 88 from the audience.
So, well, yeah, it kind of predicted being a Disney movie that was going to happen.
Yeah, I'm surprised I haven't been, well, I guess my wife's probably going to want to go see it. Although, not with the Sam now, maybe she probably was going to go see it and I'll watch Sam or something like that. So maybe I'll make her watch Sam and I'll go watch Kingsman if that happens.
There you go.
It's one way around it. Anyway, moving on to coming out this week, March 20th. Insurgent, the, sequel to Divergent, with Shailene Woodley and some other people. Miles Teller, by the way, is also in that movie. Whiplash, one of our favorite Oscar films. The Gunman with Javier Bardem, Sean Penn, Idris Elba, coming out this week. Do You Believe, which is a drama with Ted McGinley, Andrea Logan White, Lee Majors.
Lee Majors?
Lee Majors, yes.
The $6 million man?
He is in it, so it says. I'm assuming it's the same Lee Majors or not.
It is indeed.
Also then you have Kumiko the Treasure Hunter. Sounds like a great film. Danny Collins, which is a dramedy, with
That's
Al
Pacino,
Pacino. Yeah, Al Pacino, Jennifer Gardner. Melissa Benoist is also in that film, by the way, Danny Collins. Spring, I almost said Spring 2014. For some reason it has 2014 in parentheses. I don't know why it would be 2015. It's a horror film, and then finally bringing up the films you haven't heard of that are coming out. Can't Stand Losing You, Surviving the Police, which I actually did hear this. This is the drummer for the Police. This is a documentary on the Police.
I'll have to check that out. I'm a huge Police fan.
Yeah, I think I saw something that it doesn't really shed good light on Sting, if I remember reading correctly. So, yeah, I don't know. It looks interesting though.
I'll still check it out.
Yeah, it's only 80 minutes long, so I like the Police too. A little Roxanne for your Sunday evening.
Yeah.
But that's it for as far as box office goes.
All right, real quick, going back to, I might have missed it, but going back to the top 5 for the week. Where did It Follows fall? Did it fall into the top 5 at all?
No.
Okay. Because
It was
I know
all-
we were talking about that last week.
It was a limited release, 4 theaters.
It was only 4 theaters?
Yeah.
It's tough to
Wow.
make money there.
Yeah, that's true. Because it's at a 95% on Rotten Tomatoes right now.
Yeah, I did see that.
And everywhere I've read says it's actually really good. So being the horror movie buff that I am, I think I'm going to have to check that one out. So, but moving on to my end with the DVD and Blu-ray releases for the week, starting off first with Annie, starring Jamie Foxx and Cameron Diaz, made about $85.8 million at the box office. 28% on Rotten Tomatoes from the critics, but a 62% from the audience. So definitely a big difference there. Buy, rent, pass, that's definitely going to be a pass for me. I really don't care about it.
Yeah, I'll give it a pass, I guess.
Steve, how about you?
Yeah, I'm not gonna say it. No.
There you go. Next, this week is Exodus, Gods and Kings, starring Christian Bale and Sir Ben Kingsley. $65 million at the box office, 28%, just like Annie from the critics, 38% from the audience, though. So pretty similar. That is a big whopping pass. I didn't even want to see it when it was in theaters, so I'm not.
I will watch it one day on Netflix or something when I have nothing else to do. But I'm not, the minute it's on Netflix, I'm not going to go watch it. So, I mean, it's like, it might as well be a pass, but I'm sure one day I'll see it.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those movies where I like how you say if I've got nothing better to do. We have so many movies to watch and so many shows to watch now, even just for the podcast alone, that is never an occurrence for us anymore.
I'll give you an example. So when we first moved into our house, I had to I think I was putting Sam's crib together or something like that. So I had to put on something that I didn't have to pay attention to 100%. So I watched After Earth. And I'm glad that I chose to watch it in that fashion because that movie was pretty terrible. So, I'll probably do the same thing for this. Next time I have to put something together or, anything like that I don't have to put my full focus into the movie, I'll watch this.
That's usually when I put on stand-up comedy.
Oh.
Because it's something I can listen to and I don't have to necessarily watch.
Yeah, it probably would be a better choice too.
Yeah, exactly.
Steve, what do you think?
I'm more of a music guy.
I'm talking about. No, not what do you want. What do you put on TV when you have stuff to do? No, Exodus.
It'll be on TV eventually, so I'll probably never actually see the whole movie all the way through, but there'll be bits and pieces that I might watch when something else that I'm watching is on commercial or something. That's kind of the feel that I get from it.
Moving on then with Penguins of Madagascar, which is the spin-off of Madagascar, the Madagascar movies. $82.9 million at the box office with voice talents from John Malkovich, Benedict Cumberbatch, as well as many others. 72% from the critics on Rotten Tomatoes, a 63% from the audience. Buy, rent, pass, I'll probably check it out. It'll be a Netflixer for me one of those days.
Yeah, I'll give it a rent. Or a Netflix.
The Madagascar movies were fun.
Yeah.
So.
They're the best parts of it too. So I'll give it a Netflix also.
Yeah. How about you, Steve?
Yeah. It'll be watchable one day when it's on Netflix or something.
I would choose that over Exodus.
Oh, so would I.
Sure.
And lastly on the list, Top 5, starring Chris Rock and Rosario Dawson. $25.2 million at the box office. So not a great take at the box office, but an 88% on Rotten Tomatoes from the critics and a 68% from the audience. So this is one of those, it's a comedy that Chris Rock wrote, directed, and starred in. It got a lot of good feedback. So buy, rent, pass. I'm going to check it out. I'll rent it.
I mean, I'm not extremely interested in it, but I mean, if it's on, I'll watch it at some point. But it's kind of a pass, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd like to see it just because I heard that it was good, so maybe one day if I see it, then I'll watch it.
Yeah, I didn't realize it got that good of reviews. I didn't realize it was that high on Rotten Tomatoes, so maybe I should check it out now.
So, all right. Well, with that being said, that is the end of the box office for this week. We're going to take a little break, but when we come back, we are going to hit the next level news. We're going to talk a little bit about a game that went online, and then a little bit later on, we're going to have our interview with Maya Erskine. So stick around. We'll be back in a few.
And the weekly update, man. Jeez. Never.
Well, we're going to take another break before we get to the weekly update.
Well,
so
people have to, what if they
then?
like are listening now and they're like, well, if there's no weekly update, I don't want to hear the rest of the podcast and you don't mention it. And they're just going to turn it off.
Alright, well, you know what? Just stick around till the end of the podcast. We got a lot more coming.
Thank you.
So stick around. We'll be right back.
I am Derek Lee. And I'm Cliff Press. And you're listening to Next Level Radio. Should we say we're directors? Oh, yeah, should we probably say the movie that we're directors?
You lose! Good day, sir!
Hey, Steve reminded us during the break that we forgot something. Probably the closest thing to a segment Steve has, and we completely bypassed it.
Steve's largest input of the podcast. And we missed
Don't
it.
let me talk anymore.
Like I said, it's no wonder that he has commitment problems. When
Yeah,
it comes
I know.
To becoming a
Just so used to being hurt all the
Because
time.
he was going to say he gets hurt time and time again. He's numb to it now. Alright, so with the movies coming out on March 20th, I'll quick run down them again. Insurgent, The Gunman. There's not more than one of them, just the one. Do You Believe, Kumiko the Treasure Hunter, that's probably a top fiver. Danny Collins, Spring, and Can't Stand Losing You, Surviving the Police. Any top five predictions? We'll start with Steve, since he reminded us that we forgot it.
Yes. I have two, actually. The Divergent made $54.5 million the first time around, which I don't know if that could be a kind of a measuring point or not, but that certainly means that it'll probably do better than $5 million, which was what Chappie did this week. So, I think that one will be close to the top, and it might be more of a hope, but I hope this Gunman movie is good just because so many cool actors are in it with Bardem and Idris Elba, and who played Stringer Bell for Wire People, and Sean Penn. So I kind of hope that that's cool more than think it will be, but I still think that'll make the top five.
Yeah, I agree. I think those two will be the top five. I think The Gunman will squeak in. I mean, it only has to beat 5.8 million to get number 4. So I gotta think it does that. And then with Insurgent. Damn. It's at least gonna be number 2. It depends on the drop off for Cinderella. It made 70 this week. I could see Insurgent getting number 1 though. Barely.
Yeah, I would agree. I think Detergent is going to move its way up to number 1. No, I think Insurgent is probably going to be number 1. I can see that Sean Penn movie, The Gunman. That's what it's called, right? The Gunman?
Gunman, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Gunman. I could see that breaking into the top 3. I think Cinderella's probably going to stay in the top 3 as well. So I think Insurgent is going to, I don't know. I think with the crowd that it draws in, I think it's going to be number 1. I think Cinderella's going to be number 2, and I think Gunman's probably going to be number 3.
Yeah, and then Run All Night and Kingsman probably still rounding out the top 5. Focus and Chappie probably out. They're the bottom 2 this week.
I'm kind of happy that it's only been 2 weeks and 50 Shades of Grey is already out.
It's been 5 weeks, but
it's been more than that, but
it's been out. Yeah, it's been out of the top 5 for a few weeks though.
Well, that shows you how much I've actually paid attention to that movie being in the box office.
Yeah.
So.
This is let me just tell you this quick joke I made at work, and it's not going to be funny because you guys weren't there, but I'm going to tell it anyway. So
let's tell everybody who wasn't there.
Exactly.
Just as funny.
Yeah, I know. I just want to point this out. I'm a quick thinker on my feet, okay? I had on gray khakis. They're like a lighter gray, and then I had a dark gray shirt on, and somebody at work was like pointing out the fact that I really only have like a few different colors of golf shirts, which apparently I need to update my wardrobe, but that's besides the point. And they were mentioning like how I had, was wearing gray, and I was like, well, this is basically my 50 Shades of Grey wardrobe.
Boom, boom.
yeah.
I told you wouldn't think it's funny because you weren't there, but I was.
The guy that was there thought that was funny?
It was yeah.
All right, let's move on. I have a lot.
Stick around for the weekly update, guys.
I have a lot of next level news stories, so let us hit the next level news for this week.
This is Next Level News.
Alright, starting off first, since it is it's convention season pretty much all year round, but Buffy star Nicholas Brendon arrested again.
I heard about this.
After a comic book convention. This is courtesy of TMZ. Buffy the Vampire Slayer star Nicholas Brendon is in big trouble. He was arrested for felony grand theft at a Hilton hotel. He was in Fort Lauderdale for a comic book convention, and authorities say he got rip-roaring drunk, trashed his hotel room, and ended up asleep in a hotel employee's office.
So what did he try to steal?
It says, according to the police report obtained by TMZ, Brendon did $450 worth of damage to the room and was on the hook for nearly $380 in food and beverage charges. Cops say Brendon refused to pay, and that's why he's been charged with grand theft. So apparently there's been a little bit of an update to Brandon's rep told TMZ. Nicholas is unfortunately battling a disease that many of us don't understand. We are working with him to improve upon the situation at hand and look towards the future. He's sorry for his actions and takes what happened last night very seriously. We will take great care to ensure his safety in the future.
Oh.
I'm assuming by disease, alcoholism?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drug,
Right.
alcohol abuse, probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is not the first time, so.
No, he's actually become pretty notorious for this.
I'm not disappointed, but he was, I am disappointed because he was at the Allentown Comic-Con last fall, and I didn't get a chance to go see him because he had to leave early. He was basically, like, there only for a few minutes. But he stayed out of trouble while he was in town.
Well, that's good. That means they might have him back again at some point.
Yeah, maybe.
So. A lot more to cover, so let's push through some of these pretty quickly. Andy Samberg to host the 2015 Emmy Awards. Andy Samberg, the star of Fox's sitcom Brooklyn Nine-Nine, will host the 67th Primetime Emmy Awards. This marks the comedian's first time hosting a major awards show. The awards will air on Fox on Sunday, September 20th, live from coast to coast from the Nokia Theater in L.A. The show's producers are expected to be announced shortly. I think this is a good choice. I think Andy Samberg might be pretty good.
Yeah.
At hosting this.
Yeah, he's a funny guy. Brooklyn Nine-Nine's doing really well.
This show's awesome.
Yeah, it's a lot better than I thought it was going to be honest with you.
It sounds like they're sticking with SNL people, and they might have a strategy of who they want to host their award shows, because the other two were so successful.
Yeah.
Was that, they did the Emmys or did they do the Golden Globes?
Oh, which award show are we talking about?
The Emmys.
We're talking about the Emmys.
Oh yeah, they did the Golden Globes.
Okay. Because I thought that too when I heard, I was like, oh, they just like SNL people, and I'm like, wait, is that the Globes or the Emmys?
Well, in that case, what I meant to say is they're modeling after
who did the Emmys last year? Do we know?
I can't remember. I honestly can't remember.
Okay.
So, moving on, though, we posted Seth Meyers.
So they are still stick with SNL people.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe Chris Parnell will be one of the hosts in the upcoming years.
NPH was 2013.
NPH just hosts everything.
Jimmy Kimmel was 2012. You want me to keep going?
No, that's okay. Disney announces Frozen 2. We posted about this on our Facebook page. Disney officially announced plans to produce a sequel to Frozen. The company revealed plans during the Walt Disney Company's annual shareholders meeting on Thursday from San Francisco. A release date and production details are yet to be announced. So, with the success of the first one, it was a given that they were going to make another
This
sequel.
movie might break the box office. Like,
The second one, yeah.
Break it.
I could see that happening as well.
Big summer blowout.
Sticking to Disney, Tim Burton to direct a live-action Dumbo movie for Disney.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Disney and
I bet you
Alice in
Helena Bonham
Wonderland.
Carter's in it.
Oh God, she's gonna be. She should have to be.
Maybe she'll play
We
the
talked about
elephant.
this last week, guys. They got divorced.
It doesn't matter. They'll still put her in it.
Okay.
Johnny Depp will be the elephant.
I was going to say Obama. Hashtag ear joke.
Oh man.
Let's get that trending.
Disney and Alice in Wonderland director Tim Burton are getting back in business, this time with Dumbo. The Oscar-nominated filmmaker is attached to direct a live-action version of the animated classic. That should be good. I don't know.
How many Disney films has he done?
Nightmare Before Christmas,
Alice in Wonderland.
Alice in Wonderland.
Did he do Frankenweenie?
I think so, yeah.
Classic.
Alright, we still got a couple more stories to go. Eddie Murphy cast in Lee Daniels' Richard Pryor film. This is coming from Entertainment Tonight, and E.T. can exclusively confirm that Eddie Murphy is in talks for a role in Lee Daniels' untitled Richard Pryor biopic, according to a source close to the production. Eddie Murphy will play Richard Pryor's father, Leroy Pryor, a former boxer. E.T. can also confirm that Kate Hudson will in fact play Pryor's wife, Jennifer Pryor, and the movie is also set to star Oprah Winfrey, which means it's going to get a freaking Oscar nomination.
And a lot of tomatoes being bought.
Yeah, that's true.
Does Lee Daniels put his name before all the movies?
I don't know.
Didn't he do that for The Butler? Wasn't it technically Lee Daniels the Butler?
It was. It was Lee Daniels the Butler. Murphy and Hudson joined Mike Epps, who was cast as Richard Pryor in August of last year. So we shall see how this movie will turn out. I was a Richard Pryor fan, so we'll see. It might be something worth checking out for me.
And I'm an Eddie Murphy fan, so.
That too. Zoolander 2, set for February 2016 release. Ben Stiller and Owen Wilson walked as their characters from the movie at the Paris Fashion Week earlier on this week.
Oh, is that why they did it?
That's why they did it. It was to announce the long-anticipated sequel that will hit theaters on February 12th, 2016. So, did you see the video of them doing it?
Parts of it, yeah. I think the one time he grabbed somebody's cell phone, too. Somebody was, like, filming, doing, like, a selfie video type thing, and Ben Stiller grabbed the phone and, like, started filming other stuff with it.
Oh, I don't know. I just know it was funny as hell to see Derek Zoolander walk the stage again.
Still has it.
So he does, and that's one of those movies that I didn't like the first time, and then the more I watched it, the more I enjoyed it.
What is this? A center for ants?
Sony plans new Ghostbusters film with the Russo brothers, Channing Tatum, and others. So Sony Pictures is broadening the Ghostbusters franchise, and the first order of business will be an action-centric comedy that is a counterpart to the Paul Feig-directed film that will start production in June. The studio is simultaneously forming Ghost Corp, a new production company whose principals include Ghostbusters architects Ivan Reitman and Dan Aykroyd. Meow! So we're going to see another Ghostbusters movie, but with guys this time.
Why don't we just do one more movie instead of two crappy ones?
I don't know.
I don't like Channing Tatum as a Ghostbuster.
I didn't think I'd like him.
He's really strong.
What? I don't care about his physical attributes. I just
clearly.
I can't go from Bill Murray to. Sorry to keep interrupting you. I can't go from Bill Murray to Channing Tatum.
I didn't think I'd like him in 21 Jump Street either, but I thought he was great.
True.
So I don't know. It's one of those things that I will wait to see it. To make my judgment.
Yeah, I'll watch that instead of the other one that I probably won't watch at all.
True. So, 3 more stories to get through. I know it seems like it's never ending, but it's official. 3 Star Wars films.
The background music's still going?
It's still going. It's official. 3 Star Wars films in 18 months.
Wow. Is it going to be... Well, I'll just wait till you explain.
Lucasfilms officially announced that Star Wars Episode 8 will indeed release in theaters on May 26, 2017, and that the first standalone Star Wars films will be called Star Wars Rogue One. That second bit of information, as far as the date, we don't know what it's going to be yet, but it will be sometime before the end of 2017 as well.
Okay, so the first 2, 7 and 8, and then a standalone are the 3.
Then a standalone.
And then 9 will probably be a couple years after that.
I'd say probably sometime before like 2018, 2019. Yeah.
Are these all J.J. Abrams? Does it say that?
I'm not sure if they're all J.J. I know the actual main trilogy is. I'm not sure if Rogue One will be or not. The only other information I know of as far as Rogue One is that confirmation that Felicity Jones has been cast in Rogue One.
Oh, that's your girl from Imitation Game, right?
No, from The Theory of Everything.
Oh yeah, that's right. Getting my Oscar
Keira
films
Knightley
mixed
is
up. Yeah.
Imitation Game.
Yep.
My bad.
So this is going to be a big year for Marvel too, because while the Rogue One will debut in theaters December 16th, 2016. So it will actually be before.
That'll be before 7.
Before 7 or before 8.
But why was
8?
6 afraid of 7?
Because
7, 8, 9.
Yay!
Star Wars Episode 7 will be May 26th, but Guardians of the Galaxy 2 will be May 5th. So that's 2 big movies for Marvel in the same month.
So Disney's just going to own the box office for like
for
3
the summer.
years.
Yeah, pretty much. So, this one little local to us: Kevin Smith to shoot Clerks 3 in Philadelphia after securing tax credits for the film. So, Kevin Smith sent the following tweet Thursday afternoon: "Shot Jersey Girl in Philadelphia in 02. We returned to the scene of the crime this May with Clerks 3." So he chose. Smith is no stranger to shooting films in Pennsylvania, but he's more inclined to pick Pittsburgh over Philly, which is where he shot Dogma and Zack and Miri Make a Porno. But he will be moving back to Philadelphia with the shoots of Clerks 3, in which he's also hinted at a Mallrats 2 sequel possibly in the works as well. So I might actually see if I can get hooked up with an audition for that. So I actually know the casting agency that's going to be handling that movie. So it's the same casting agency that handles Always Sunny in Philadelphia. When they're in Philadelphia.
Notice, Steve, he didn't offer to, see if we
Yeah,
wanted
really?
to. He just.
I will send out the information when I get it.
It's all
Got a
about
face for radio, I guess.
Is it animated? I'll do it if it's animated.
Alright, last story of the Next Level News. Cards Against Humanity brings the raunch to the web in an unofficial app. Cards Against Humanity is already the naughtiest, nastiest, most hilarious card game for terrible people in physical reality. And now all of that fun is alive in the digital world with Cards Against Originality. It's a free, unofficial web app for phones, tablets, and desktops. And it contains every Cards Against Humanity card, including all 5 expansions. Cards Against Originality is meant to fill in for actual cards if you forget to bring your big black box to a party. And you still have your friends near you.
Funny enough, there's a card called Big Black Dick, so.
So, that's going to end it for Next Level News. But I figure since we're on this topic, I think all 3 of us have played Cards Against Humanity together, haven't we?
We have, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And if you haven't played it before, it's definitely a fun game. And it can definitely get very raunchy.
I'm pretty sure our podcast is labeled adult content, but
it is.
If you didn't notice the adult content and you're under the age of, 14 listening to this, consult with your parents before continuing.
Hey, Ellen played this game on her show the other day.
Really?
Yeah, she played it with the cast of Glee.
Interesting. That's not something I would have saw coming.
Fix the cards.
But I figure, since we're all online, and we were just talking about this, let's see exactly how this game works online. And let's play a couple rounds online, just so people, if you've never played it before, you'll get a good idea as to exactly how it works. Basically, if you've never played Cards Against Humanity online, there's a bunch of white cards and fewer black cards, and the fewer black cards are questions.
Sounds so racist when you say it like that.
I said black cards.
I know, but still, you just said there's fewer of them. I mean,
do you want me to call them African American
I'm all
cards?
for equality.
Not really. You want their votes only count for 3/5?
Wow.
Wow. It's like apples to apples, but for adults.
Yes, exactly. You choose one black card. Shut up.
I'm not saying
that has a question that you read to everybody. Everybody has about 10 white cards with answers to the question, and they could go anywhere from just goofy to extremely raunchy. You pick the one that you feel is best to answer, and then the person who read the black card chooses the best one, and it goes from there. So, but just to give you an idea, basically, cardsagainst originality.com, click new game in the top corner, which we have already done, and we will go from there. So, let's play a couple rounds of this just to give people an idea. Who wants to start off as the judge?
Steve, I'll let you go.
Everybody.
You want me to judge?
Yeah.
Alright. Yeah. The black card says, in LA County Jail, word is you can trade 200 cigarettes for blank. And then this awkward silence is where they're deciding what card to put in.
Yeah, so basically we will take what card we think and we drag it into the center.
Yep. There you go.
And then Steve will get to choose which one he feels is the best answer.
Everybody's cards are now in. And the answers are an LA County jail, where it is you can trade 200 cigarettes for D's nuts.
Oh, man.
An LA County jail, where it is you can trade 200 cigarettes for a mouthful of potato salad. Potato salad is a euphemism, that's funnier. But on the surface, D's nuts is the correct answer.
Yeah, I knew as soon as you read that I wasn't going to win. I'll be the judge for this one real quick.
All right.
So, your persistence is admirable, my dear prince, but you cannot win my heart with blank alone. Your persistence is admirable. I should probably do this in a female voice, I guess, but persistence is admirable, my dear prince, but you cannot win my heart with blank alone. Cards are in.
I had about 4 cards to play. I hope I picked the right one.
Your persistence is admirable, my dear prince, but you cannot win my heart with no clothes on, penis and vagina alone. And the loser, your persistence is admirable, my dear prince, but you cannot win my heart alone with racism alone. Ben probably played that because he thought I was going to pick it because I just talked about racism, but how Steve got both of those cards. Oh no, wait, Ben had D's nuts.
Yeah, I had the D's nuts.
Well, I also had fingering and double penetration.
Well, you could save those. Don't tell us.
Cards. Oh, well, I just won't play them this time.
All right, Ben's turn to be the judge.
All right, I will be the judge this time. And the card reads, all right, bros, our frat house is condemned and all the hot slam pieces are all over at Gamma Phi. The time has come to commence Operation Blank. Our frat
penetration.
Our frat house is condemned and all the hot slam pieces are over at Gamma Pi. The time has come to commence Operation Blank.
Yeah, I bet you did wish you didn't mention the other cards you had now, huh?
Yeah, I would have won those.
Alright, all cards are in. And oh my god. Our frat house is condemned and all the hot slam pieces are over at Gamma Pi. The time has come to commence Operation Lady Gaga. The time has come to commence Operation Jerking Off into a Pool of Children's Tears.
God damn it!
It has to be jerking off into a pool of children's tears.
Yes, that card can't lose.
Yeah, I'll never lose.
Let's play one more round.
Yeah, Steve, you're up.
Is it my turn? Alright. The black card says, tonight on 2020, what you don't know about blank could kill you.
What you don't know about. Okay. I'll play your game.
Oh, Jesus.
Play your game, you rogue.
I don't think this is gonna win, but...
Ooh, I have a chance.
Cards are in. Alright. Tonight on 2020, what you don't know about the rapture could kill you. And tonight on 2020, what you don't know about a cat video so cute that your eyes roll back and your spine slides out of your anus could kill you. Well, the cat video could actually.
How does that, that was Ben's, so I'm not sure how he puts that in and says, I'm not sure if I'm gonna win. How do you lose with that card?
Yeah,
he was hustling on that one. He was trying to throw people. I was like, oh, the rapture, that's kind of actually accurate, but, okay, so I'll go next. I'll be the judge. The card is, what's the gift that keeps on giving? Again, what is the gift that keeps on giving? One card is in. Still waiting on a second one. 2 cards are in. Let's see the answer here. What's the gift that keeps on giving? Some goddamn peace and quiet. And the other gift that keeps on giving, slapping a racist old lady. I'm going to go with slapping a racist old lady.
Yeah, how could you not? That was just... that was good. Alright, one more.
It would have been funny if Ben put in racism for that one, and then I also had slapping a racist old lady.
Alright, one more. Black card reads, do the dew with our most extreme flavor yet. Get ready for Mountain Dew blank. Do the dew with our most extreme flavor yet. Get ready for Mountain Dew blank.
Oh, crap, I misread the one card that I have here. I should have totally used it. Oh, it's Out of This World Bazongas.
What'd you think it's a?
I thought it said something about bongos. I didn't even pay attention to it.
All right, the cards are in. Do the do with our most extreme flavor yet. Get ready for Mountain Dew Mecha Hitler. Or get ready for Mountain Dew Sexual Tension. I would drink Mountain Dew Sexual Tension, so
yes, sir.
It's gotta be that one.
That's gross.
So that's pretty much the game, Cards Against Humanity.
But now you can play it online.
And now you can play it online. So
you can Skype with people and play it. Like
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, you do have to be able to hear the other people because they have to read to you the black card. Whoever the judges still reads the black card. Like when Ben picks the black card, Steve and I can't see it.
Yep.
So you do still have to.
You can play online on your phone and everything too. So you can have everybody in the room on their phone and read it.
Yeah.
It's a way of not having all the cards.
Having to buy it. Yeah.
Yeah, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Everybody has to have the app up on their phone, but it's so. But yeah,
pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that was fun. Even with only 3 people.
Yeah, I can't imagine how it would be with maybe like 10 people.
Oh, I've played that game with far too many people before, and you might have been a part of it. We had 11 or 12.
Yeah, I was. It was over at our friend Allie and Ryan's house.
Yeah, I think Steve was there too. Weren't you there, Steve?
Yep.
Yeah. Was that that wasn't after the Eagles playoff game, was it?
Yes.
Oh, was it?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Because I was getting shit for rooting for the wrong team.
Well, I'm not going to get into that.
All right, let's take another quick break. When we come back, Steve and Adam are going to have their interview with Maya Erskine. Where the hell did that come from?
You'll get it right one of these times. It's not even close to anything we've said in the past.
Maya Rudolph.
He's going to just start making names up. Maya Eskimo.
Their interview with Maya Erskine, followed a little bit later on after that by the weekly update. Adam?
Yes, thank you.
So, we'll be right back in a couple.
Hey, this is Lucky Yates. I play Dr. Krieger on the show Archer on FX. You're listening to Next Level Radio.
Alright, now we're joined by a special guest. She can be seen on the Amazon comedy series Betas and also the newly renewed hit FXX freshman comedy Man-Seeking Woman. Please welcome to the podcast Maya Erskine. Maya, how you doing?
Hello, I'm good. How are you guys?
Good. Thanks so much for joining us. First off, obviously.
Yeah.
Are you LA based?
I am. Yes,
okay.
I am.
Yeah, we're way East Coast, so we're Philadelphia area. So, you feel bad for us? Oh, you're jealous?
No,
don't be jealous. It was freezing cold here.
Yes, but it's really hot today. I mean, I'm just sweating balls over here. It's really. Yes, I'm trying to
heard
walk
complaints
back
of it being
to
too
air
hot in a while.
conditioner.
You guys got
but
rain for the first time in a while.
Say that again?
Did you get rain recently for the first time in a while?
I did, which was great. Except in my apartment, it was like leaking through my above my fireplace, so I have like all this water damage. But I'm still really happy about it. Yeah.
Cool. So, Maya, we'll get into it here. So I guess for people who haven't seen the show or haven't caught on to the sensation yet, what makes Man-Seeking Woman different from other shows, in your opinion? I know that it's definitely a different type of show, but in your opinion, what can viewers expect when they sit down and watch? What are they in for?
I mean, I think they're in for a lot of original, inventive humor that they probably haven't seen before, I would like to say. It's a very smart, funny look at dating and the shitty parts of it. And, even though it's a lot of absurdist moments, they very clearly capture, I think, emotions that we all experience on a day-to-day basis. And it's all masterfully done and seen through Josh, Jay Baruchel's character. His eyes, he's a sort of sad mope of a character and just trying to find some love in this god-awful world of dating.
Well, I mean, your character did kind of make him that sad mope of a character.
I know, and it's so funny because when I first read the script, I was like, oh, she seems so sweet though, like a little oblivious and to his pain, but still a nice girl. But as I've been watching it, I'm like, oh my god, what a bitch! I hate her. Because Josh is just so lovable, so
right.
It's yeah.
Oh, well, I think we can all agree it's definitely one of a kind on TV right now. I know we had, when the show first started, we had Eric Andre on. He was a blast to talk to. What were your first thoughts? Because, I mean, like you said, it's just a complete over-exaggeration of the single life. And, the first, I said this to Eric, and in the first episode I saw, I was kind of confused. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? And then I kind of caught it. It clicked at one point. What were your first thoughts when you found out about the show?
Well, I had heard about it actually through other friends who had been auditioning for it, and they're like, man, this is one of the smartest comedies I've ever come across. And so I kind of lucked out and already knew what the humor was before even auditioning for it, because I'm sure if I just got the script, I wouldn't have, gotten it right away. I don't think I'm that smart. I just would have, not gotten, but I did, and the scene with Hitler and Maggie and how completely in love with him she is, I didn't look at it as over the top. I was like, oh, this is great if it's, especially if it's all played naturally and how nonchalant their language is. It just really aided the comedy so well. So I was excited. I mean, I wanted to date Hitler at 126 years old, and the fact that it was Bill Hader playing him, and that was my first sex scene ever on a wheelchair with Hitler was just, it's all been downhill from there. I don't know how I'm going to top that.
Are there a lot of bloopers on the show? Because I gotta imagine it's hard to keep a straight face with some of the stuff that goes on.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, and there's a lot of improv, so, there's a lot of things, crazy moments and things that we said that should not make it on air, but I would like to see those bloopers, yeah.
Well, I mean, we've all kind of had a little, at least most of us have had a pretty decent taste of the single life at one point or another. Was there any scene in particular from the show that you remember doing that really kind of hit home and resonated with you and your experiences with the single life?
Yeah, except I don't play anyone, she's always in a relationship. And,
right.
So, and I feel actually more similar to Josh, or at least my experiences seem to mirror his. But I think in the finale episode, which was written by Ian Maxton Graham, very funny and brilliant guy, Maggie is, well, I don't know how much I can say without giving away, but basically she drops some news when she's meeting Josh, and Josh gets really excited when he gets a call from her, thinking oh my god, could this be it? Could this be the time we reconcile? And she drops some news, and his heart explodes onto her face. And
That's
she
all. From this
just
show, we're gonna say it's literally it.
Yeah.
Literally explodes, and she is completely unfazed by it, doesn't notice it, and it's, he's still talking to her as if everything's okay. Yeah, no, everything's fine, nothing hurts. Yeah, cool, I'm so happy for you. And, I've definitely experienced that, where you try to act like you're fine about everything, but your heart is exploding inside. That has happened to me many times.
So what we can take away is that you are not relating to dating Hitler as part of the scene.
No, I'm not. I mean, but it was, it was funny. It didn't feel that crazy to relate to, because I just thought of this is a man who is super charming and so together in his life, and yeah, he's older, but so sweet.
Yeah, it's just like that song.
Yeah.
So we also like to get into the background of the people that we interview, kind of get the human side of it. So I was just interested in your comedy inspirations growing up, and who you look to model yourself after, or you did look to model yourself after, or if you look to model yourself after anyone now?
Yeah, I mean, I think when I was a kid, one of my first comedy influences was Gilda Radner, and I would watch, her SNL all the time as a kid, and so I sort of first had a dream of wanting to be on SNL, and then, I don't know, her, Bill Murray, now Kristen Wiig, even serious actors that are comedic, like Philip Seymour Hoffman, and or weird directors like Terry Gilliam, like all those people sort of influenced me in some way, and also my writing partner and my friends around me, they're all so hilarious, and that keeps me going.
That's awesome. And I heard you mention a bunch of SNL people as well, and Lorne Michaels certainly has a hand in Man Seeking Woman, so that must be a pretty cool experience for you.
Yeah, I mean, I never met him, but I know he's the man behind it all. I love to say that, yes, Lorne Michaels is behind something that I'm a part of. That definitely feels good to say. But, yeah, hopefully one day I'll meet him.
Well, like I mentioned before, you're also part of Amazon's betas. That's a comedy as well. What are some of the differences?
Yeah.
We're seeing it a lot now with Netflix and Amazon coming out with original content. What are some of the differences you experience between like a broadcast show such as Man Seeking Woman and a premium one, like Amazon for betas?
There's not that many differences, honestly, in the making of it from my side. I mean, both shows allowed a lot of improv and were sort of hands-off in a lot of ways. Like, the only experience I've had in some, like, say, I was in Heart of Dixie on CW, and that was the scariest experience of my life, and I didn't know. That was my first TV job, and I had one line, and I thought it was going to be so easy. I'm like, oh, I've done theater, like this is nothing. And I could not say my line. I was just like, because it's so fast. I mean, you're this very small part of a big machine that's just grinding these episodes out every single day. And so, they didn't ask me back for that one.
Well, you got a better job here.
I'm happy. Huh?
Yeah, I did hear you allude to the theater, which was actually goes perfectly into the next question, because it did seem when doing the research you had a lot of interest in theater as well. So can you talk a little bit about maybe your theater experiences, or how that compares and contrasts to doing what you're doing now, or how you what you learned from the theater?
And I definitely feel more comfortable in theater. It's what I grew up doing and studying, and I'm drawn to heavy shit and and Shakespeare and things like that. And, I think it can help you sometimes, but also it can, hinder you a bit when you're doing certain TV jobs, because sometimes it's like, you just gotta say the line, or you just have to do this, and it's not this whole, backstory for this scene or whatever, but yeah, theater is my first love, and I want to continue doing it, but it's hard to commit to plays when you get paying TV jobs. That are great too, it's just TV moves so fast, and I think one of the main things I loved about theater is the rehearsal process. But the thing with Man Seeking Woman is it felt like one big rehearsal, sort of, because we just got to play and figure it out as we were going.
That's awesome.
Which was nice.
Yeah. Well, plus, having paying TV jobs is a good problem to have.
It's a great problem, yeah. I should stop complaining.
All right. We'll be sure to watch Man Seeking Woman every Wednesday on FXX at 10:30, or catch it on FXX on demand. Maya, there's 4 episodes left, I think? The 9th one just aired this past week.
And then the finale is next week, Wednesday.
Oh, that's right. It's only 10. That's right. I'm sorry.
Yeah, just 10. Yeah.
But finale. Yeah, did next season get 13? Is that what it is?
Yeah, I think.
I think so,
that.
yeah.
Okay.
I should probably know that too. But anyway, we'll make sure then you catch the finale this Wednesday on FXX at 10:30. Follow Maya on Twitter and Instagram at Maya Erskine. Maya, thanks so much for joining us. This was a great time. We'll have to have you back on when season 2 comes around.
Yes, I would love that. Thanks so much for having me, guys.
All right, thanks, Maya.
Hey everybody, it's Greg Proops, the smartest man in the world, the specky one from Whose Lawn Is It Anyway, and you're grooving to Next Level Radio. Get it?
All right, welcome back to the Showcast after that interview with Maya Erskine. I got it right this time.
Yes, thank you to her, and make sure you follow her on Twitter and Instagram. She just added Twitter, so get those followers up.
Yeah, she's relatively new to Twitter, but she's already she already retweeted us, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, and by the way, I just looked it up. Man Seeking Woman's second season is also only 10 episodes, so it feels like that's kind of short for a comedy, considering they're only half-hour episodes, but that's becoming the norm, 10 and 13 episode seasons for a lot of stuff now. So, and just to reiterate, the finale is this Wednesday, the 18th at 10:30 on FXX. If you want to get caught up, go to FXX On Demand. And I'm sure the finale will be on there after a couple days after it airs. So set your DVRs.
Yeah, I'm getting caught up at the moment because I fell a little bit behind with the show. So I'm currently getting caught up right now. I'll be caught up by the time by the finale airs.
It's a great show. It's really funny. I mean, it's like I said. I think I said it last week. It's one of the only shows that all three of us actually watch.
Yeah. I know Steve's a big fan of it too. So.
Yeah, it's smart, and it kind of picked up momentum as the season went on as well. I thought the first episode was kind of okay, but that might not have been because I didn't know what to expect. And then once you kind of know what to expect going in, the jokes get better, and you kind of suspend belief for a half hour, which is always good.
And some of the creatures that they have on this show are really funny.
That's true.
What was one? Tanaka? Was that one of them? The penis monster?
Yeah, the penis monster.
Chip was like a big robot. What was the name of the troll in the first episode? I don't remember.
Yeah, I think they had that was the first joke they did.
Yeah.
And it was, Jay Baruchel's character goes on a date, and they have a completely normal name, like it's a person, and you're expecting a person, and he ends up being on a date with a troll.
Yeah.
And he finds her digging through trash. So that's kind of what you're
because he calls her a troll, and you're under the impression, having seen every other show on television, that he just means she's not that good looking.
Right.
Yeah.
And then he ends up meeting her, and she's an actual troll.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Which is pretty good. So, but yeah, I don't think any of us really knew what to believe when we first started watching it. Even from the first couple minutes, the whole show starts with the breakup, and he walks off her stoop, and it starts raining, and it turns out it's only raining above him.
Yeah, and a bird falls on his head, or several birds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Woman Seeking Man episode they just did starts out the same way, and I really like that episode. That was a really good episode.
I'm not caught up to that one yet, but I will be soon.
That's the one with Chip. So. He's a robot, and the sex scene is fantastic.
So, yeah, that's what you guys were telling me before.
I just remember though watching the premiere, or the pilot, I texted Ben and I was like, alright, the show's kinda weird. And then I finished the pilot and I was like, well, let me see the second episode, cause I thought that first episode, I didn't quite get it yet. And then after this, during the second episode, I finally it clicked and I texted him, I'm like, alright, the second episode's hilarious.
The second episode has one of my favorite scenes so far.
Yeah, the text message thing.
The text message scene. Which I still think is probably one of my favorite scenes that show has so far.
Send JK!
It's all like mission control just to send a text message, which is great. So, but you had sent us a link over the earlier today. This past week, there's been a lot of trailers that have debuted for a couple movies, and I figured we could probably talk about them a little bit. I know you sent the link, so why don't you tell us a couple of the trailers that debuted?
Yeah, there are a few movies that had already had a trailer or maybe a teaser, and then a TV show, Daredevil, is coming out to Netflix on April 10th, which happens to be my birthday, but, another trailer came out for that. The second trailer for the Disney film Inside Out, which is the animated film, and then another Disney film, Tomorrowland, the second trailer came out for that. And then the first trailer, official trailer, we had a teaser for this before, but that didn't really show anything. But Thunderbirds Are Go, the new trailer came out for that one. So I checked them all out this week, as I'm sure all both of you did. The one I'm probably most looking forward to is the Daredevil TV show. Because Netflix original content's been pretty spot on. And this combines Netflix original content with Marvel, which, plus anything should be able to be better than the actual movie that came out with, Ben Affleck, so.
Yeah, I don't think the Daredevil movie was, like, ferociously horrible. And the bad parts about that movie, it wasn't, a lot of people put the blame on Affleck, and it wasn't Affleck that ruined that movie. It was basically the story.
Yeah.
The writing ruined that movie. Affleck was actually pretty good. So when he was cast as Batman, everybody was like, "Oh, that's gonna suck because he ruined Daredevil." He didn't ruin Daredevil.
Hey,
the writers ruined Daredevil.
Yeah, look at who plays Captain America? Chris
Evans.
Chris Evans. Sorry, yeah. He was Johnny Rocket or whatever.
Johnny Storm.
Johnny Storm in Fantastic Four. And those movies weren't that good. And then he came over and did Captain America, and they've been hitting it out of the park. So
yeah. But you're right. This Netflix original Daredevil takes a whole new turn on it. It's a lot darker. I think Vincent D'Onofrio looks great as Kingpin.
Yeah.
I think he looks. I mean, don't get me wrong. Michael Clark Duncan was pretty intimidating as Kingpin, but Vincent D'Onofrio looks great as Kingpin. I love the fact that they didn't jump right to the outfit that Daredevil wears. He's still wearing the original homemade outfit that he started in the comic books, which is pretty much just a piece of red cloth tied over his head.
Yeah.
To hide his face. And it looks like he gets beaten up. So, I mean, it looks like he's learning along the way. But it looks like they also kept the storyline, just from the trailer, they kept the story of his origins pretty much the same in that it was a toxic waste spill that took his sight, and his father was a boxer, and it happens in Hell's Kitchen. So, I think it looks pretty badass. I'm definitely looking forward to it.
Yeah, I like everything about it. I think the Netflix, like you said, will be cool, just because Netflix has done well with their stuff so far, and it's premium, so, it's kind of like an HBO or Showtime type of feel to it. It has a couple people that, viewers can associate with in Rosario Dawson and Deborah Ann Wool, who played a big part in True Blood for people who follow True Blood. So there's definitely, and like you said, Vincent D'Onofrio's in it, so there's definitely people that are recognizable in the show, which is good.
And from The Theory of Everything, Charlie Cox, who plays Daredevil.
Right, yep.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it definitely looks good. But, Steve, speaking of Netflix, how far are you in House of Cards now?
10 or 11, maybe.
Oh, so you're almost done.
Yeah.
I think I'm on 3. Ben, did you start the new season?
I haven't even started the new season yet, so.
I didn't think you did.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the next trailer real quick. Inside Out, the second trailer came out for that. That looks really funny. I like the voice cast that they have for it. The first, you got Diane Lane, you got Amy Poehler, I think you have Lewis Black. He plays Anger, I think.
Which would be very appropriate.
Yeah.
for Lewis Black.
Mindy Kaling, Bill Hader, just to name a few. So this movie looks really good. This is another Disney animated film, and they've been pushing out really good animated films.
It's Pixar.
It is Pixar too, yeah. So I thought they were gonna work away from working with Pixar, but I guess they still do on occasion.
Yeah, they do.
Seems that way.
Yeah. Now it's, instead of just Pixar, it's Disney Pixar, so.
Oh, okay. I got you. Yeah, I mean, the new trailer though it has a really funny, thing, because in the first trailer, I think you only meet the main character, the little girl's emotions. In the new trailer, you see her mom and her dad, like, inside their head. And, like, the mom was like, "Oh, did you hear how she said that? Something's wrong. Signal the dad." And then the dad's, like, not paying attention. He's like, "Did anybody hear what she said?" Like, everybody inside the head's trying to figure it out. So that looks really funny. I like that one a lot. That's probably one I'll see in theaters.
Yeah, and the voices of the voice cast of all the emotions in the parents, it's not the same actors. They all have their own individual actors.
Right.
as well. But yeah, it is Lewis Black as Anger, which again, that's a perfect fit. I can't really picture anybody else that would play that part.
And Amy Poehler does Joy, which you could get a Leslie Knope type of feel with that one.
Yeah, Mindy Kaling is Disgust. Bill Hader is Fear, which I love Bill Hader. Like, I've become such a big fan of his lately. Him and Will Forte together, man, I want to see the two of them do something together, other than from what they did on SNL.
Yeah.
So.
Stefan.
Oh my god. Stefan is one of my favorite characters on SNL ever.
Has he ever done that and not broke during the...
Well, no, it's mainly because of the fact that, I don't know if you've ever looked into the background of that, but John Mulaney was the writer for Stefan when Stefan was on, and they would write the sketch.
He would not know, right?
No, he knew most of it.
Okay.
But Mulaney would make changes right before they went on air, and they would never tell Hader about it.
That's what I thought, because if you watch sometimes, like, his reaction, you can tell he did not know that was coming, because we actually watched one, I think he was on, like, with Colin, Jost, I think does it now.
He did do one with Colin Jost, yeah.
Colin Jost and there's another guy who's with him, I don't remember his name.
That's the, Michael J.
Yeah. He did that one. And there's like a running joke through it. I don't remember.
The Dan Cortez?
Yeah. It was in there like 3 different times. You could tell he did not know that it was going to be in there.
And every time right before he reads it, you could see that look on Hader's face. He's like, what?
Yeah. Oh man. It's so
right
funny.
before he read it. And like the second time he lost it, and the third time
he completely lost it.
He completely loses it. But every time, like, I would intentionally watch Stefan just to wait for the break.
Yeah.
And it was perfect. But yeah, Mulaney would actually write some last minute stuff in there and never tell Hader about it.
Okay. Yeah, that's kind of what I figured, something along those lines. Because you can just tell from his reaction. But that's what makes it even funnier. So another trailer that came out, the second trailer for Disney's Tomorrowland. You get a little more look into the plot with this trailer. It looks pretty interesting. I mean, considering it's based off a theme park, not even just a specific ride, it's like a whole section in Magic Kingdom. You know, I mean, you don't know what to expect. So, they hit it big with Pirates when they based that off a theme ride. They sucked it up when they did Haunted Mansion, and they based that off a theme ride. This one actually looks pretty interesting, but, I'd go check it out. It's got a decent cast: George Clooney, Judy Greer, Hugh Laurie. I think he might be playing the bad guy, maybe. I'm not sure, but Keegan-Michael Key's in it. So, I mean, it's got a pretty decent cast. It looks pretty good. It looks entertaining, at least. And it's a live-action Disney film, so you know it's going to do well at the box office. By the way, one of the writers is one of the guys from Lost, Damon Lindelof. So
it's going to have some interesting twists to it, most likely.
That won't get... probably some questions that don't get answered.
I was going to say that. You beat me to it. I'm currently rewatching Lost right now. I'm in the 6th season.
Oh, is that the last season?
It's the last season.
Okay.
I'm about halfway through the last season right now, and I still enjoy the show. So it's, a lot of people were disappointed by the ending. I got it, but we could talk about that another time.
Yeah.
So,
Steve, what do you think of Tomorrowland?
I don't know. I don't really know what to expect at this point. But it'll probably, like you said, it'll do well with Clooney in it, and it being a Disney movie. So I think it could be interesting.
Yeah, the women George Clooney hangs out with get younger and younger.
That's true.
He's a married man now.
Yeah, for how long? And then finally, the other trailer that came out, this is one we didn't really know anything about. Thunderbirds Are Go. And I couldn't have been more disappointed by this trailer.
I saw a teaser of this a couple months back, and I got really excited.
Yeah.
I remember the TV show, and a movie has never been attempted of it, and when I saw the teaser, I was like, okay, this could be kind of cool. Because it didn't show anything. It just, you just heard the voice of the Thunderbirds.
And the original was puppets.
It was. And when I watched this trailer, it looks like the animation is almost supposed to be puppet-like.
Yeah, the animation looks really bad.
But I'd rather, if they were going to go that route, I'd rather they would have just gone the Team America route and just did actual puppets.
Actually used puppets, yeah. Yeah, it's the animation's really shoddy looking. It looks like something you would see on like Disney XD or something like that.
It was very reminiscent to me of Star Wars Clone Wars. just not as good.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I was really excited when I first saw that teaser like you were, and then I saw this trailer and I was really let down.
Yeah, I was too. It's kind of a shame because, Thunderbirds is even before my time, but I still enjoyed watching reruns of it when I was little. So I got really excited.
I had toys when I was little. I had like the little, and they were, this is back before they really cared about dangerous toys for kids, but these things were like hard metal. You could seriously hurt somebody if you threw them at them. But yeah, I had the toys, and so, I think a lot of people, even like my age, grew up with some aspect of it, and just to see that's kind of disappointing.
Yeah, the Thunderbirds TV series was 1965, so well before any of our time. But we grew up and we knew what it was even when we were little. So yeah, I was really bummed when I saw the animation, because even if the story's great, if the animation's bad, it's going to ruin it. Yeah.
Steve, did you get a chance to check that one out?
Yeah, I don't know what this is though. So.
You never had any past
no
run-ins with the Thunderbirds?
Nope. So
okay. Well, then you weren't let down then.
No, not particularly. I try not to take too much stock in trailers as it is, but I didn't really know what it was before that. So.
You lucky dog.
Yeah, I take what you guys have.
I wish I didn't know.
Yeah, it's who knows? Maybe it's already kind of ruined just by the look of the animation.
Yeah.
Like I said, even if the story's great, it's...
Yeah, if I would go of excitement from 1 to 4 between these ones, I'd go Daredevil, Inside Out, Tomorrowland, Thunderbirds.
That sounds about right. Although it'd be a toss-up between Inside Out and Tomorrowland, because I think Tomorrowland looks pretty decent.
Yeah, it definitely does.
So... all right. Well, with that being said, with the trailers that are new, one other piece of news that came out, I don't know, I know we know it as a group, but I don't know how many people who are listening know about it. The next Comedy Central roast, is coming up at the end of the month, and the target this time around is Justin Bieber, which I didn't know exactly how that was going to be, especially because of the fact that usually when you're roasted, it's an honor to be chosen to be roasted, and he requested it. So that to me already kind of dropped it a couple notches. Especially considering the fact that I don't know if you watch any of the past roasts, but the Franco roast that they did last time was probably one of the best ones they have ever done.
Yeah, I've seen parts of a lot of them.
The Franco roast was great mainly because of the fact that before they became Comedy Central roasts and they were still Friars Club roasts. Going back to Drew Carey and Dennis Leary. And then Comedy Central took them over and made them their own, and we got William Shatner and David Hasselhoff, Pamela Anderson, Flava Flav. There's a bunch of them. Joan Rivers. They brought in comedians that were familiar with Comedy Central, and a lot of these comedians had never met the person they were riffing, the people they were roasting. The Franco one, however, including Seth Rogen as the roastmaster and a bunch of other people on the dais, everybody knew James Franco. Everybody was friends with him. You had Andy Samberg and Jonah Hill and Sarah Silverman, so everybody knew Franco, which made the roasts that much better. This time around, though, for the Justin Bieber roast, I don't think anybody really knows him personally. Again, it's a bunch of comedians that are coming back, but the list of people that they have roasting him is pretty top-notch. Kevin Hart is the roast master, which I think is pretty big.
Yeah, he makes sense. He's everywhere.
Yeah. But some of the other people that are going to be that are roasting him. This airs on March 30th, by the way, but it was just filmed this weekend. Snoop Dogg, Natasha Leggero, Jeff Ross, Hannibal Buress, Shaquille O'Neal, Pete Davidson, Martha Stewart is a roaster and surprisingly did rather well.
Martha Stewart?
Yeah. Ludacris and Chris D'Elia also as well.
Chris D'Elia is really funny.
He is. And one of the surprise roasters actually is Will Ferrell as Ron Burgundy. Came out to roast.
So basically they didn't think anybody would watch this because it's Justin Bieber, so they have to pull out all these tricks out of their sleeve just to get people to watch it.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's what it sounds like.
But Comedy Central put out a list of some of the best jokes from the roast. I guess to, like you said, tease people into coming in and watching it. And some of these jokes, man, I actually want to watch. I watch them all, but I never know what to expect. Like the Roseanne Barr one was horrible. But I'll go through some of these. I'm not going to read them all. But one of them was from Kevin Hart. It was Bieber has 10 million fans. Most are in middle schools or standing at least 500 feet away from one. Snoop Dogg congratulated Hannibal Buress. You are the only Bill Cosby accuser making money off of him.
Snoop Dogg said that? They must have given him jokes.
Snoop Dogg said that.
That's a good one.
He's been a part of a couple roasts, and he's actually been pretty funny.
That's good.
He must have good writers.
This is from Kevin Hart. Selena Gomez couldn't be here tonight just because she didn't want to be here. Kevin Hart is the only celebrity with a star on the Yellow Brick Road.
That's a good one.
That was from Shaquille O'Neal, actually.
Shaq is going to be there.
Yeah. SNL's Pete Davidson. Martha Stewart is so old, her first period was the Renaissance.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of those.
Yeah.
Oh, God, yeah. Chris D'Elia is here. He's Justin's favorite comedian. Wow, what an endorsement. That's like being Shaq's favorite poet. That's from Jeff Ross.
Jeff Ross, he does every single one, doesn't he?
He's considered the roast master general.
Yeah.
He's, I've come up with a douche that no one has ever heard of, like Chris D'Elia. That was from Martha Stewart.
Too. That's like his bit too.
He's a complete douchebag.
Yeah. That's funny.
This is from Pete Davidson from SNL. Hannibal Buress is famous for exposing Cosby. He's only famous for exposing Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby hurt those women without ever caring about the consequences that Hannibal Buress would become famous.
By the way, Hannibal Buress on the Eric Andre show, who was on our show, Next Level Radio on nextlevelradioonline.com/interviews.
Yeah. This is what Game of Thrones fans would get. This is from Jeff Ross. Justin, you are the King Joffrey of pop.
That's true.
That is true.
Justin wants to be black so bad he's actually seen Kevin Hart's movies in theaters. That was from Ludacris. From Chris D'Elia, those Calvin Klein billboards you made are terrible, and I was in Whitney.
That was such a bad show.
Is Whitney Cummings there? Whitney Cummings has done a bunch of them too.
She's done a bunch too, yeah, but she's not on it this time around. Kevin, you are everywhere. He is going to be on the next season of Game of Thrones. He's going to play Peter Dinklage's shadow. I think there's Justin Bieber actually had one because the roaster gets to go up at the end too.
Do they usually release these jokes?
They usually throw a couple clips ahead of time, yeah, just to get people teased to come into it.
Okay.
What do you get when you give a teenager $200 million? A bunch of has-beens calling you a lesbian for 2 hours. That was from Justin Bieber himself. I'm looking for one of the ones from Ron Burgundy. And I can't find it. They had a couple of his quotes, and I can't.
I'm Ron Burgundy.
I don't see. I always encourage people to stay classy, and what's more classy than hanging out with Floyd Mayweather?
Go f*** yourself, San Diego.
That was from Ron Burgundy. So yeah, so this was just recorded this past weekend, and it's going to be airing on May 30th. Oh no, March. Jesus Christ. May 30th. March 30th. Jesus.
What is going on
March.
here?
March.
What's the date now?
What don't you f***ing understand?
March 30th on Comedy Central. So I'm looking to see if there's a time.
May 30th. I'll set my DVR.
Shut up.
By the way, there's a picture here, with Justin Bieber in a purple suit. Is that from the roast? Do you know?
Yes, yeah, that's from the roast.
Jesus.
His hair's slicked back, the purple suit and the black tie.
He looks like a tool.
Yeah. He's recently 21, so I guess that's why they did 21 best jokes from the roast of Justin Bieber.
Oh.
So, but yeah, it is March 30th. And there's no time listed, but I'm sure it's probably going to be around 9 o'clock is usually when they air. So March 30th is...
It's a Monday.
What day of the week is that? That's a Monday.
Yep.
Okay. So, all right. So let's keep this thing going. Let's get ready to wrap things up. But first, let's move on with Adam's weekly update segment.
And now, the Showcast Weekly Update.
All right, first story for the weekly update. The website MeMD has begun using telemedicine to allow patients to see a doctor from anywhere using a system similar to Skype. However, they still have a few kinks to work out when it comes to the prostate exams.
Jesus.
Earlier this week, the Cuban government allowed a free public access Wi-Fi hub for the first time ever. No one has been seen outside since.
Yeah, they've never had internet before.
No,
so that's new.
It's really not. That's not a joke.
No.
An Indian bride walked out on her wedding ceremony after the groom failed to correctly answer a simple math problem. When asked what 15 plus 6 was, the groom answered 17. The bride is now taking new applications, which can be found at your local Chuck E. Cheese. San Quentin State Prison now offers classes to inmates so they can learn to become computer programmers once they are released. So now you have the choice of putting yourself in years of debt to get your degree or robbing a liquor store and getting one.
I'd go for the second choice.
Yeah.
Looking back, hindsight, yes, I would too.
Yeah.
25-year-old Maryland man has taken to crowdfunding to save his relationship. He says that unless he can go with her to Miami for spring break, his girlfriend of a year and a half will dump him. Seems like a relationship built on a solid foundation.
I heard year and a half, and for a second there, I thought that was her age.
That would be weird. Finally, Sam the cat has become an internet sensation due to his distinctive eyebrows and is even drawing look-alike comparisons to famous director Martin Scorsese. Scorsese can now be added to the list of celebrities with animal lookalikes, joining Wilford Brimley, who looks like Surly Cat, and Sarah Jessica Parker, who looks like every horse in America. And that is your weekly update.
That was a good one to end on. All right, so what do you say we get ready to wrap this thing up for the week? So special thanks to Maya Erskine for joining Adam and Steve this week for the interview as well. Make sure you join us next week for our interview with Chris Parnell, as well as some more topics that we will be bringing your way. 2 weeks we will have Thomas Decker from Backstrom as well, and who knows who we're going to have booked between now and then. You're just going to have to keep up. Keep checking our website, www.nextlevelradioonline.com, for updates as to future interviews, as well as previous podcasts and interviews as well. Follow us on Twitter at NXT Level Radio. Follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/nextlevelradioonline. Subscribe to us on iTunes, Next Level Radio, in your iTunes store. And I think that just about wraps it up, unless you guys have anything else to add.
No, just thanks again to Maya Erskine from my end. I know you already thanked her, so.
So, Steve, anything your way?
Nope, not particularly.
Okay. All right. With that being said, we're going to wrap things up. Have a great rest of the week. Happy St. Patrick's Day as well. Which is, what day of the week is that this year?
Tuesday.
It's Tuesday, right?
Mm-hmm.
So enjoy your St. Patrick's Day. Be safe, and we will see you next week, guys. Take care.
Later.
Bye.
All right.